Hello and welcome to Iconestry. Iconestry is about lifestyle cues on the latest fashion trends, travel, and wellness. Today's video is about planning a trip to Portugal and a Porto trip review. From Lisbon, we took the train to Porto. Porto was a destination we were excited about on our trip to Portugal. The train ticket was about $30 and the ride length was about 3 hours. We arrived at noon. In Porto, we had booked an apartment in the port area called Cais da Ribeira. Here on the map, you will see the distance between Lisbon and Porto. And you can see that Porto is at the northern area of Portugal. Our trip was before the pandemic. When booking, I booked an apartment in Porto near Cais da Ribeira. When you look on TripAdvisor for different hotels, you can see that there are many options in Porto. My recommendation is to pick a hotel that is near the landmarks and also has perfect reviews. We walked a lot in Porto to the different places and areas, and we also used the Uber drivers. After arriving, we took pictures at the train station called São Bento. Here you can see the images of the train station, and the tiles are hand painted in blue. We took our time to admire all of the work. We also went to the Chapel of Souls, and here you can see the image of the chapel and how it stands out with the hand-painted tiles. In Portugal, the hand-painted tiles were less expensive than other materials, and it's very impressive. You can see it stands out. After that, we went to the famous Majestic Cafe where J.K. Rowling wrote in, and we had a great time. The Majestic Cafe has a very organic decor and is absolutely beautiful. During our trip, we also went to Livraria Lelo, and you can see the epic staircase. The space of this bookstore is quite small, and it was very crowded when we went. It was a little bit difficult to get around because it was so crowded. But we got to see it, and then we were happy to leave. In the evening, we had a nice dinner at Cais da Ribeira. So we went to a restaurant in the port area. And then at night, in the evening, we went up this beautiful tower. The name of the tower is Clérigos Tower, and we took picture of the city at night. On the second day, I was very excited. We went to the Ferreira Caves and we had a tour. The tour was very authentic and very Portuguese. We very much enjoyed learning about the history of the Ferreira family who owned the port wine production. Then later on for lunch, we went to the Graham Terrace. The terrace has a very nice view and we were happy we learned about it before the trip. On the terrace we ordered tapas and we also tasted the Graham port. If you get a chance, I would suggest maybe looking at different dinner options at Graham's. Their dining space looks very beautiful. After our lunch, we went all the way back walking to the Don Luis Bridge, and later at night we tried the popular local dish, the francesinhas. This Portuguese dish tastes like croque monsieur topped with an egg and a sauce. This dish is normally served with fries. On our third day, we took the opportunity to go to the beach, and there was no one at the beach because it was a cloudy day. And then we went to the museum. One thing that we didn't get to do was to visit the gardens, Palacio de Cristal. When we came back, we took the water taxi and then we went to visit Taylor's Caves. This tour was very organized and documented. We returned to the apartment by taking the funicular and took great pictures of the city. For the fourth day, we booked an excursion on Viator for a one-day trip to the Douro Valley. We were with another couple from London. On our tour, we had a first stop to Amarante, where we visited the church and tasted sweets made of eggs. After that, we had 4 other stops at wine producers in the Douro Valley, where we saw the process of harvesting and port wine making. We also tasted Favaias Moscatel. It was a very scenic excursion, and we paced ourselves with the tasting to enjoy the trip and learn about the history of the region. Port wine is a fortified wine and generally has 20% of alcohol content. We tasted a rosé wine too from the Douro Valley that tasted like honey. If you don't drink alcohol, the Douro Valley still has a lot to offer. It's beautiful. You can see the cork trees and olive oil making as well. Overall, we enjoyed our trip to the Douro Valley and the trip to Porto as well. Learning about the production and commerce of port wine was interesting. The architecture of the buildings in Porto is very creative. Porto is a foodie destination. If you want to taste fine port wines and like learning about the production processes, it's a great destination. If you are planning a trip to Portugal, you can look at the Lisbon trip review. This review also includes an excursion to Sintra. Thank you for watching today. Click subscribe for new videos on the latest fashion trends, travel, and wellness. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your social network. Click subscribe.